to say go back, and we're not quite done yet. We need to associate that new user that we just created with that database that we created earlier. So we do that by scrolling down, and you'll see this add users to databases. That's what we're going to do. So here's the one I just created, user. Notice it prepended that account name to it. You're going to need to remember that. And then the privileges we want for this user to this database is all the privileges. We want this user to be able to access everything in this database. Then we click Add User to Database. We can go back. At this point, we have a database and we have a user account that can have full access to that database. Okay, now that we've created our MySQL database and user that will be allowed to connect to the database, we need to make some changes within the WordPress config file. These are some real easy changes. So basically what we need to do is open up that folder where we extracted our WordPress installation. We're going to double click on that, we're going to double click on that, and then what we're going to do is we're looking for this wp-config-sample.php file. Now what we're going to do is we're actually going to make a copy of this file just so we have the sample for a backup. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to edit and then copy, and then I'm going to say edit, paste. And what that actually did was it copied this, it made a copy of it down here. And what we need to do first is we need to rename this file. The name of the file should be wp-config.php. So I'm going to right click and say rename, get rid of all of this, and then I'm going to get rid of all of this sample stuff. So there we have wp-config.php. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on this and I'm going to say open with, and I have this edit pad light. You probably don't have it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say choose program, and we're going to look for Notepad. There's Notepad, and then I'm going to say OK. Then the file opens up, and we just need to put a little bit of information in here about the database, and we should be good to go. We're going to need the name, the MySQL username, and the password, all the stuff that we just had set up. Now here's your database name. Now it needs to go inside these quotes. So the name was mmrjk_findmyelmo. Then the MySQL username for me actually happens to be the exact same thing, but for you it might be different. But whatever you set it up as, just input that, findmyelmo, and then the password. I'm gonna grab the password here from my notes. There we go. And those are the 3 fields you need to edit in the newly created wp-config.php file. I'll just close it, and it asks us if we want to save it. I say yes. At this point I'm going to open up FileZilla, and what we're going to do is configure it to connect to our HostGator web hosting. Now like I said, you don't have to use HostGator, it's just the one I use. It's cheap, it's reliable, I've been using them for years. And if you want to save a couple dollars, check it out again. It's hostgatorcodes.com. Okay. Right now this is a brand new fresh install of FileZilla. So what we need to do is we need to set it up to connect to our web hosting account. And to do that we click on File and then Site Manager. We click on New Site, and you can call it whatever you want. I'm going to call it HostGator. And the site I'm going to be setting up for you guys today is called findmyelmo.com. It's going to be an affiliate site. We have Christmas time coming up here, and I registered the domain today a little earlier. It's called findmyelmo.com, and what I'm going to be doing is showing you how to install WordPress on it. So my host is actually called findmyelmo.com. The port is usually 21. With HostGator it is. And now I'm just going to fill in some of my information here. Logon type is usually normal. And then you're going to input your username and password. And click OK. So now that we've done that, we should have it right here in our what they call the site manager in HostGator. And basically, if you have multiple hosting accounts and multiple sites that you're going to upload files to, you keep them in the site manager. But we only have one, so that's fine. I want to go to our desktop. So I'm going to click here and click on HostGator that we added. At this point, I'm going to click on the public HTML folder and then findmyelmo.com. Now that's the site that I've created and registered with HostGator. So we're going to click on that, and you'll notice right now it's pretty much empty. The CGI bin is something that that they include, but for the most part it's empty. Now, to install WordPress, you're going to want to find your desktop where you downloaded it to. So my desktop folder is right here. Here's that WordPress 2.6.1 that we extracted. Now we don't want to upload that folder. We want to upload a couple levels deep. Now you'll notice that now we're in the WordPress 2.6.1/WordPress directory, and we're looking at all the different files inside of there. This is what makes up the WordPress blog. At this point, I'm going to select all of these files. I'm going to select the top one, and I'm going to scroll all the way down, and I'm going to hold down the Shift key and click the bottom file. Then I'm just going to drag and drop these right to the right side. Now this right hand side is actually the server at HostGator. So we're going to let those go. I'm going to kind of show you what's happening here. 540 some queued files, and what these are doing is those are going from my computer right up to the HostGator server. So we're going to let these run. Okay, I paused the video for just a minute and I'm back, and we're just about done. You can see there's about 30 files left, and you can see them all scrolling up here real quickly. Those are the files actually going up to the server, and there we go. We're done. So now the folder on the left hand side should look just about identical to the folder on the right hand side. Now remember, the folder on the left is your computer, and the folder on the right is your web hosting server. So that's basically how you FTP from your computer to your web host. So at this point, since I'm done, I'm just going to exit out of FileZilla, and I'm going to bring back open my web browser. I use Firefox. You might use something else. That's fine. And now I'm going to point my browser at my website, findmyelmo.com. And you'll notice WordPress pops up. Now it's going to ask us some information. Blog title, Find My Elmo. You can call it whatever you want to call your blog. Your email, I'm going to say ryan@findmyelmo.com. Just put your email address in there. Here's a little box. Allow my blog to appear in search engines like Google and Technorati. Now, if you want your blog to appear in Google and for Google to index your blog and your pages and people to be able to search for your blog, leave this checked. And then we're going to click this button and say Install WordPress. Success! It was that easy. So that's really it. And what WordPress has done is it installed itself using those parameters that we gave it, and now it's given us a username and a password. So I'm just going to make a note of these quick, because we're going to need them later. And then we're going to say login. And there we go. We're at our WordPress login, so we can log in now. Admin. And that was the password it gave me. And there we go. We're all set. We have installed WordPress from scratch, from start to finish. Congratulations. I hope it wasn't too difficult. I'm going to click on View My Site, and here's my blog. I am ready to start blogging. Like I said, that's WordPress from scratch, start to finish, and I look forward to hearing your comments on the video, and I hope you check out my blog, ryan-mcmillan.com.